trying to get our engine going, and I believe we have a fuel issue we're sorting out. We're not getting fuel from the tank, so we've troubleshot from the carburetor all the way back to the tank, and we've discovered some things, and we've eliminated some things as possibly being a problem. We're down to the fuel pump, which I replaced not that long ago, so I don't know if it's really the fuel pump or the hose between the fuel pump and the block fuel filter that's actually on the engine block. So I'm able to blow air through, but for some reason we're not getting fuel through. Pump seems to pump okay. We can't gauge really if it's 5 to 8 pounds is what it should be. So we have a spare fuel pump, but one suggestion is that the line between, since it's a rubber line, the old lines are kind of two bonded materials, and maybe the inside material has come loose a little bit and kind of acts as like a valve. That actually, when you get flow through it, it kind of closes off and the pump can't pump through it. So that's kind of where we're at. We're going to replace that fuel line, and we'll probably just go ahead and stick the new pump in there and be done with it, and we'll save that old pump because we need a replacement. But it's kind of where we're at. It's taken us a day to get to this point.
Alright, so this will get painted with a top coat paint. So yeah, top side. But yeah, that's been a long time coming.
I always thought if I had all the bikes or cars that I had when I was growing up,
Yeah.
you know, at the time.
That's it. I need a 5/8 there, and then I need a 1/2 inch for that.
So we met the mason, the bricklayer, basically.
Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of encouraging. He said that you have a really solid building, and he estimates that he could do, about 2 weeks of work and have it done.
Right.
But we would have to have obviously a lift because most of the work is probably on the second level-ish of the building. The bottom part of the building doesn't look that bad, really.
Yeah.
The upper part of the building is what looks like it's getting more hammered with weather and stuff.
Right. And most of it's not actually even brickwork. Most of it's the limestone borders where the mortar between each limestone piece is broken.
Yeah.
And his plan would be to grind out all of the seams and mortar all of them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So not a lot of time-wise, I don't think a lot of work. We're just trying to get some pieces put together and figure out where it fits into the plan.
Well, because really we want to make sure that no moisture is getting in the building. We're already having a little bit of that problem. So one of the bigger things to do is to make sure that what you have taught me, the envelope of the building, is secured and airtight, basically. So that way you aren't getting any moisture or things like that, because I don't want to do all the work that we need to do inside to eliminate mold and eliminate problems that we're having, leaks and things like that, with not addressing obviously the outside. It'll be useless to do that without securing it.
Right.
So
that plus we're going to look at the roof, kind of get a game plan. looks like we're picking up some moisture in some places. So I'll go up there and walk it and see if I can visually see any damage or water staining, or we kind of know down here where it's coming down, but because the roof has got so many pitches and angles, water can travel in different ways. So we're going to try to figure out some idea of what that looks like, and then we can better address a roofing contractor to come in maybe and help us with that. So
Yeah.
Yep.
So there you go. That's what we're doing right now. Ready to go.
We're going to go take a look. We're on the school side. We're going to go take a look and see power situation, if it's been completed. So we don't have any lighting yet, so let's go this way. All right. So this is the main panel feed from the church. And it's existing. We don't expect to see anything different here, but I was looking to see, they should have had this currently, or originally actually goes outside and then goes up the side of the building and was an overhead line over to the church. And actually, per code, we have to change that. So it's been abandoned outside. We can look at it here in a minute, but it's abandoned outside. And I would expect this to be a direct feed that way across from the inside of the school. And I don't see that, so I think there's still a piece missing here. This is where our gas comes in. Here's our meter, our gas meter. Basically comes in here. It's the room we were just inside. The mechanical room on the school side. So this is the conduit that goes inside to the panel. There used to be an electrical mast here with an overhead cable that went over to the church. That's all been taken down, abandoned. You just got it taped off. We'll eventually take this all out. But okay, this is our original overhead power that went from the main power on the church overhead to the school. That's all being abandoned. So I would expect to see this conduit ran over and through the school into inside the school, and that's not done. The original feed for the church, if you look up, there's a porcelain isolator up there on the side. Do you see it? So it used to come in and come down here, and this wasn't a box here. This was just this has all been kind of reconfigured because the new code requires that you have a disconnect. Here nothing's energized, so we can look at all this without worry. So the new configuration basically is the power is going to be brought in through a set of current transmitters for measuring power usage. It's going to be brought into this panel, into this disconnect panel through these fuses, and then these are going into the church to feed the main distribution panel in the church. Church has a breaker for the school, comes out and goes up and overhead. No longer will come out and somehow get overhead of the ceiling. I think they're going to run a conduit right here. But that's what you're looking at there. That's the main disconnect. I probably should have done this in order, in sequence, but going backwards. So it goes underground into this panel. And this is what they've gotten done. So these are the 3 current transmitters that are basically measuring power, not now, but will be. And this is the meter base. So I'm not really sure what the power company has to do to get to this point, but they're going to provide this from the pole. And we'll have a regular meter base on here that these will all come through, and we'll go over to the disconnect into the church to feed the church, and then out of the church disconnect, or out of the church breaker panel over to the school. So the school is sub-fed off of the church. This obviously is, there's a piece of this that the power company has to work on, and then we're still missing a piece on our side to feed the school. So there's still some work to be done. So we're going into the alley between the school and the church. And that vine is, I think, something that's affected both Janae and I. It's Virginia creeper, maybe. I don't know, it's awful pretty right now with little flowers and stuff on it, but every time we get near it, it gets us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip it. Because we got to get this out of here. We actually got to get all this out of here. So we can not have to deal with it. See, that's already going back. That's already going back.
That's Virginia creeper too. That's it. That's what got me. Look.
Look at this. You gotta come back from this.
I'm still like healing from
I mean, look at this vine. Maybe this vine is 100 years old. Maybe they built the church around this vine. I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
It's like you make papyrus out of that. Well, we got a little condensing unit back here that's gonna. I mean, it looks dead. That's kind of how it fools you. But look where it pulled the brick apart.
Yeah.
So my theory is,
Just try to kill it first.
kill it first.
Not that it'll be less lethal, but it'd be easier to manage when it's dead.
I don't know. Yeah, that's it. See, it goes up underneath that pipe.
And then there's a tree growing in there
And
too.
there's a
A mulberry or something.